Okay, so in this new beginning, in this connection, balance is the key and keeping your eye on the prize, which is the fairy tale. Faith, certainty, truth, and love of committed, lasting connections grown from the seeds that you guys planted long ago that are coming into harvest. Okay, so having said that, we're going to practice the power of emotional control. All right, so the person that you're dealing with is a leader and a ruler and all four kings in one, but they need a lot of alone time. They need time to regroup, they need to isolate. That's how they deal with stress, that's how they deal with life, that's how they re energize. And you need to recognize this. Um, Instead of interpreting it as they don't love you. It's not true. Because if you interpret it as they don't love me, you're going to go and start an argument and end up back in the cycle that you guys were in before. But the guys are telling me strongly the cycle has ended. You do not have to bring out your sword in this connection. I mean, maybe at times a little bit, but wow, you're going to destroy all the beautiful progress that you've made if you go back to starting an argument because you don't know how to read your person's way of communicating and dealing with emotions in life. I think you have had some joyous times, some reunion, but you have to understand that ultimately this person gains energy, gains power from being able to think things through alone. And that's partly a survival mechanism from the childhood and just partly who they are, and that's okay. I think you're very much like this too. It's just you have an oh my gosh, you have an anxious attachment style, and that's why it really throws you. This behavior really throws you. It throws them too, but they're more of an avoidant type. Anyway, regardless of all of that jargon, what you need to know is that this person needs time alone, and when they take time alone, it triggers your fear of abandonment. But they're not abandoning you. Let's say that again. They are not abandoning you. After this little time out where it feels like they're not charging back in, and it's not even like, I think you've had periods of ghosting or silence, time apart, stuff like that. It's not that. It's just like a little bit of backing off and showing up so they can regroup their energy. And they're going to, once they do that, it's like almost like, well, it's not so romantic, but charging an electric car. They're going to like bring back this love so much more than if you had insisted on their presence. That would have made them grumpy, moody, unfocused, because they really do need this alone time to sort out their head, their energy, their heart, their emotions. And babe, in terms of love, what you need to know is that all roads lead back to you. They're not going anywhere or they wouldn't be here now. It's been a little while. All right, so again, the cycle of disconnect and back and forth and in and out of each other's lives has ended. And it's hard to trust and it's hard to love, but you can let down your sword, know they are here to stay. This is joyous energy. Yeah, they're here to stay unless, you guys go back into the cycle of arguing and forcing and all of the stuff that happens in connections. If you can stay in your personal power just a little bit and just, I think it's going to be a big lesson to you too, just to let the energy flow, to realize that because, maybe they're not sending you 10 messages, maybe they're sending you 2 or 3. It doesn't mean they don't love you. They're just taking a moment. Anyway, after that part where you don't start an argument, and I'm not saying don't stand up for your rights or tolerate unfairness, but that's not what I'm getting at here. That's not what they're doing. It's just taking personal space. After that happens, reconnection and energized connection and happiness flows again. It's like Aladdin's magic carpet ride. They want to share their life with you. They want to take you on adventures. They want all these things with you too. And they will come back giving you more. As I said, this is like plugging in and shutting down to re-energize just for a moment. Could be like maybe an afternoon, maybe a night, something like that. This is a new beginning. As I said, it's coming back into balance towards the fairy tale. And whenever you feel like off center, like insecure, like uncertain, focus on those three core cards. New beginning, balance for the fairy tale. Emotional control is key in this connection, and it's your secret source of power. All right, in their heart space, to reassure you, they feel 100% like they are meant for you and sent to you, and vice versa. You're meant for them and sent to them. And you were, because you guys, through this connection, have learned healing of your heart space. And this is the heart space column. So, again, emotional control. Like the moon is about all of the emotions, and the strength card is about feeling them, letting them flow through you, knowing that the hard feelings will pass through. Like no emotion remains at maximum intensity forever. Feelings are energy. They're basically energy and motion. So even like this like crazy passionate in love feeling, it has its ebb and flow. Yes, it never really leaves this connection, but there are times where we have to focus on other things, our actual priority tasks we have to get done on the daily and things like that. Unfortunately, we don't live in the clouds. Although it's a lovely feeling when these emotions are about love and stuff like that. Anyway, this is about staying strong and knowing emotional control, because again, it's going to be key to getting ultimately what you want in this connection, and that is the beautiful unity between you. So what it's saying here, the guides are saying here, is that they have already chosen you. There's no one else. They're not talking to anyone else. They're not connecting with anyone else. It's you. It's you. So if there's any period of time of silence, of backing off, it's this retreat where they go to process their thoughts, feelings, emotions, make plans for their day-to-day, and they re-energize and they come back to you because they love you. And you know that if they didn't love you, they wouldn't be here after all of this time, and that is their truth. So in the meantime, I think that you can actually relate to this, because I think you do this too. You just get anxious when you see it reflected back to you from this person because you're afraid of them leaving, but they're not leaving. It's just when they left in the past, you both got overwhelmed by emotions. They just felt like, you guys were constantly arguing. I think you both were making accusations. It wasn't just you, it was them too. And there's nothing that they felt that they could do but cut and run. But this is going to change the game. This is going to change the game. Zooming out and seeing the bigger picture of what is truly happening. And this is like evolution of love. You guys love each other immensely. And then learning to give each other space and maintaining the confidence of the connection without, breaking it all down. That's going to like be huge and make such a huge, huge difference to the two of you. And this going forward is they're taking, wow, this is interesting. They're taking action to stay. The ultimate goal is to merge your worlds into this happy place, and I feel like you have. There's some tweaks and balances to work out, but ultimately, you guys have arrived. You guys have arrived at the happy ending to this fairy tale story, and if you keep it light, if you keep it loving, if you keep it flirty, and just understand that, as much as we try to do our best, we're all human, and there are days that are going to be good, there are days that are going to be not so great. But keep this connection grounded in the love, in the hope, in this like beautiful rainbow in the background, and it is going to always return to the sunny day. This is ultimately the energy between you. It's bliss and happiness. And you guys have not come through a toxic relationship, but you have healed into true and happy love.